Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University here in Prescott, Arizona. John Rust with you for the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. Embry-Riddle taking on Menlo College. And coming to you just with the set number one in progress. It's 2-1 Menlo. Apologize for some technical issues here, but we are back on the air with Menlo up 3-1 now. Back to serve number 8, Nicole DiMartino. Just clears the net. Young. Baldwin pushes it over to Roblin. Roblin hits it off the block and gets the kill. 3-2, Eagles down by 1. And Kat Young back to serve for Embry-Riddle. And a big hit by Kekawa, and Kekawa finds floor at the near corner and picks up the kill. So 4-2 in favor of Menlo. Baldwin sets it up for Pauser. Pauser hammers it out of bounds. Actually, it looks like they're going to say Pauser just kept, or actually I think it was a tip for someone from Menlo. Just hits off the net. Over the block, trying to save it is Davidian. She couldn't get it. And now it's a 5-3 lead in favor of Menlo here in set number one of the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. Dungo serving, Young. Baldwin gets it over to Roblin. Roblin with a big hit. Kaylee Roblin with the kill. Roblin knocking it down in the far corner for the kill. And that makes it 5-4, Menlo up by 1. 2 kills so far for Roblin as she serves. Kekawaha. And a dig attempted by Roblin. She can't get it. And off the deflection, Kekawaha gets the kill for Menlo College, making it a 6-4 lead for the Oaks. Kekawaha, the 2019 GSAC Player of the Year. Roblin over to Joseph. Joseph bumps it over. Free ball for the Oaks. Dungo over to number 10. Whitney. Riddle keeps it alive. Gets it over the net. Tipping that one over is DiMartino. Now Clark puts it over. Hit by Whitney into the block. Sharik Joseph throwing up a great block and making it a 1-point game again. It's 6-5 Menlo. Tara Gordon in to serve. Kekawaha hit into the block. Menlo keeping it alive. Kekawaha gets that one over to DiMartino. Now Baldwin to Clark. Clark off the deflection. Menlo keeps it alive. DiMartino bumps it over. Baldwin tips it over. Kekawaha. Adungo setting that one up into the block. Baldwin tips that one over. Saved by Menlo. Whitney. Good dig by Davidian. Now Clark bumps that one over. And hitting it under the net is DiMartino. Air for Menlo, and we are tied 6-6 here in set number one. Tara Gordon serving again for the Eagles. Whitney. And hitting it into the backcourt for the kill, Nicole DiMartino. DiMartino, who came into today's match with 131 kills on the season for Menlo. 7-6 in favor of the Oaks. Serving is number 4, Luciana Herrera. Clark with the big hit off the block. Herrera pushes that one over to Dungo. And hitting it into the block is Whitney. Ball goes out of bounds, and that will be a point for Menlo and a kill for Kristen Whitney. Herrera serving again for the Oaks. DiMartino off the deflection. DiMartino with another kill for the Oaks. 9-6 Menlo as Herrera serves it into the net. 9-7 now. Oaks up by 2. Audrey Baldwin to serve for Embry-Riddle. Kekawaha. Dungo sets that one up for Whitney. Whitney hits it off the block. Kept alive by Menlo. Now Young bumps it over to Pauser. Pauser with the big hit. And a kill by the Pauser elite, Elisa Pauser. And that pulls Riddle to within 1 of Menlo. 3 kills so far for Pauser. Baldwin serving for Embry-Riddle. And somehow Menlo keeps that one alive. Pauser with another big hit, but that goes out of bounds. No, actually, they're going to say it got tipped. So Pauser able to make a connection off the body of a Menlo player, and we're tied 9-9. Baldwin serving. Dungo. There's the hit by Whitney off the hands of Young. And Kristen Whitney picking up another kill for Menlo. So it's 10-9 Oaks. Back to serve Janae Wooten. Clark way up in the air to Baldwin. She pushes it back over to Clark off the deflection. Herrera keeps that one alive. Dungo, big hit by Jaden Scott, and Scott gets the kill off the deflection. First kill tonight for Scott makes it 11-9 Menlo. Riddle, they've tied the score a couple of times, but they have not been able to jump ahead of the Oaks here in the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. Clark with the hit, and out of bounds that one goes, and another point for Menlo. They lead 12-9. Riddle off to a rocky start here in the opening round. Wooten serving again for Menlo. And serves it out of bounds. A gift point for Embry-Riddle. They trail by 2, 12-10, with Aaron Clark serving. Kekawaha. Dungo sets that one up for DiMartino, and unable to get the dig is Clark. And another kill for Nicole DiMartino. (13-10) Menlo as they extend their lead. Kat Young over to Baldwin. Now Pauser with the hammering hit, and Elisa Pauser coming up with the big kill. Fourth kill tonight for Pauser. Pulls Riddle to within 2, 13-11 as Kat Young serves. Dungo pushes that one over to Kekawa. Good dig by Clark. Now Pauser with another hit off the deflection from Herrera, and Elisa Pauser heating it up for Embry-Riddle. 5 kills for the Pauser elite. And it's 13-12, Riddle down by 1 with Young serving. Herrera over to Dungo. Kekawa with the hit, and Kekawa finds the floor at the near corner. Kekawa with her second kill of the evening, makes it 14-12 Menlo. Clark way up in the air. Baldwin bumps that one up to Clark. Kekawa to Dungo. Now Kekawa comes in, bumps it over. Free ball for the Eagles. Baldwin pushes that one over to Roblin. Roblin hits it off the deflection. Menlo keeps it alive. Kekawa into the block. Now over to Riddle. Baldwin. Roblin with a big hit. And unable to get the dig is Menlo, and Kaylee Roblin gets the kill. Three kills tonight for Kaylee Roblin. In to serve for Embry-Riddle, Lauren Davidian. Dungo. Good dig there by Young, off the hit by DiMartino. Big hit by Roblin and out of bounds. 15-13. Menlo still leading here in the first set. Pamela Dungo back to serve for the Oaks. Menlo the leader, or Dungo the leader in assists in the GSAC conference. Big hit by Joseph. Joseph at the far corner getting the kill. Sharik Joseph, a hammering blow to the ball for her first kill of the night. And it's a 1-point game, 15-14 Menlo. Kaylee Roblin to serve. Herrera. Now Dungo setting that one up for number 10, Whitney. And Whitney off the arms of Davidian, picking up the kill. Kristen Whitney, that's her third K of the night, and gives Menlo a 16-14 lead. Moya Kekawa serving. Baldwin sets that one up for Roblin. Kekawa over to Dungo. She's going to set that one up for Whitney. Way up in the air to Baldwin. Pushes that one over to Clark. Clark! The Calpac Player of the Year with the kill. And that pulls Riddle to within one. First kill of the night for the Calpac Player of the Year, Aaron Clark, as Tara Gordon in to serve. Dungo sets that one up for DiMartino. Gordon. Clark bumps it over. Free ball for the Oaks. Kekawa. DiMartino with the hit. Baldwin pushes that one over to Clark. Clark hammers it off the deflection for the kill. Second kill tonight for Clark, making it 16-16. Gordon serving. Good dig there by Dungo. DiMartino with the hit. Way up in the air to Baldwin. Sets that one up for Clark. Clark, big dig there by Herrera. DiMartino again with the hit. That's just out of bounds, and for the first time tonight, Riddle takes the lead. And timeout called by Menlo. 17-16 our score. Embry-Riddle on top here in set number one. And Aaron Clark picking up a couple of big kills to get Riddle back in this game. Clark, as I said, the Calpac Player of the Year. In fact, we've got two Players of the Year here on this court. Aaron Clark for Embry-Riddle, Moya Kekawa for Menlo College. And what made Moya Kekawa the GSAC Player of the Year? How about being a member of the 400-400 Club? 457 kills, that's tops in the Golden State Athletic Conference, to go along with 465 digs. Also throw in there 59 assists, 37 blocks, 32 aces. So the 5'7" Kekawa doing it all for the Oaks. Aaron Clark, meanwhile, entered this game with 500 kills on the season. And as you would expect, that's number one in the Calpac Conference. 17-16 our score as Riddle has fought back to take the lead in the opening set of the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. The winner moves on to Sioux City, Iowa for the next rounds. Dropping that one down is Julia Genstead. An opportunistic kill by the 6-foot middle blocker from Tacoma, Washington. And hello to everyone in Tacoma who's watching our live stream tonight. Gordon with the serve. Kakauha. And a hit off the block, and I think that caught the face of Aaron Clark as Kristen Whitney picks up another kill for Menlo. 18-17, Riddle on top. Herrera serving. Dug out by Roblin. Hit by Clark, and that one, oh, they're going to say a tip off a Menlo player, and Aaron Clark getting the kill. 3 kills tonight for Clark. The former Horizon Husky from Phoenix, making it a 19-17 lead for Riddle with Audrey Baldwin serving. Dungo hitting it is Scott, and off the net the ball goes. And we now have a 19-18 game, Riddle on top with Wooten serving. Young with the dig. Baldwin sets it up for Clark. Good dig by Herrera. Dungo hits it over, unable to dig it out is Baldwin. And the 5-4 setter from Hercules, California, picking up a kill. And we're tied 19-all with Janae Wooten serving. Young over to Baldwin. She sets that one up for Pauser. Kakauha. Baldwin gets it over to Young. Now Pauser going up for the hit. Good dig there by Wooten. And Kakauha unable to hit it over. Error for Menlo. And that makes it a 20-19 lead for Embry-Riddle. With Aaron Clark serving. Clark, 35 aces this season for the Eagles. Well, no ace there. And a big hit by Roblin. And that one is a double touch by the Menlo Oaks. Point to Menlo. And another timeout for the Oaks with the score 21-19. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to dedicate the Hailstorm song, I Am the Fire, to someone, it's got to be Elisa Pauser, the Pauser Elite right now, leading the way offensively for the Eagles with 7 kills. And behind her is Aaron Clark, and she has 4 kills tonight. Kaylee Roblin picking up 6 digs, still no, along with 4 kills for Roblin. Audrey Baldwin, she has 13 assists for Embry-Riddle. And oh, by the way, a big hello out to Audrey Baldwin's grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Jean, listening to us in Santa Barbara, California. How y'all doing? Thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Jean and to everyone watching our live stream of Embry-Riddle Volleyball. John Rust with you here, giving you the play-by-play. In this, the go big or go home match. Winner goes on to the rest of the national tournament in Sioux City, Iowa. And for the loser, that's it for their season. Clark ready to serve. Eagles need 4 points to wrap up set number 1 after trailing throughout most of this set. Dungo. Kakauha, and off the fists of Baldwin, falling to the floor. And Kakauha picking up another kill for Menlo. 21-20 the score. Clark Baldwin pushes that one over to Pauser. Pauser with a huge blow, hitting the floor, crater in the hardwood. (22-20) the score in favor of Embry-Riddle with Cat Young serving. Dungo gets that one over to Scott, way up in the air off of Cat Young. Clark, now Roebelin gets it over. And an air to Menlo! I think that was a double touch. I don't know because I had a volleyball coming right at my face. Priorities, folks. 23-20, Cat Young serving for Riddle, who have the lead. Kikawa, huge hit there by Moya Kikawa. She picks up another kill. And now it's a 23-21 game. Menlo down by 2 with Jaden Scott serving. And serving the ball out of bounds. Game point for Embry-Riddle, 24-21. In to serve, Lauren Davidian. Kikawa with the dig, tipping that one over, number 11, Briggs. Now Roebelin with the hit off the block. Wooten keeping that one alive. Another hit by Briggs. Baldwin tips it over. Dungo, Kikawa up in the air. Baldwin tips that one over, and Baldwin finds the floor. Audrey Baldwin getting the game-ending kill, 25-21. Embry-Riddle coming from behind to win set number 1 over Menlo. We'll take a 3-minute break and we'll be back with set number 2 of the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. Back after this. And welcome back to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. John Rust with you here. as we have set number 2 of the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. Embry-Riddle, well, they were able to take a 1-0 lead in this match after getting a 25-21 victory in set number 1. Set number 2 about to get going here for Embry-Riddle. Again, 25-21 was the final score in set number 1. And Menlo, they will serve for set number 2. Herrera. Now Pauser with a big hit. Menlo able to save it. Dungo over to Whitney. Cat Young gets that one over to Baldwin. Huge hit by Clark, but hits it into the block. Now Pauser going up for a hammering blow. Getting the kill off the block is Elisa Pauser. And Embry-Riddle takes an early 1-0 lead with Aaron Clark serving. Dungo sets it up for Whitney, and Whitney finds floor in the backcourt for another kill. Whitney, that's her 5th K of the night for Menlo College, and we're all tied up 1-1 with Janae Wooten serving. Clark up in the air to Baldwin. Now Pauser with another big hit, and Elisa Pauser knocking that one through the floor for another kill. 2-1, Embry-Riddle on top. Cat Young with the serve. Herrera over to Dungo. She sets that one up for number 8, DiMartino. And DiMartino just keeps it in bounds to get the kill. DiMartino gets the kill. Now she'll go back to serve and serves it into the net. Error for Menlo, and that'll give Riddle a 3-2 lead here in set number 2. Lauren Davidian with the serve. And Joseph gets that in the air, and unable to dig it out is Wooten, and Sharik Joseph getting a nice angle of attack on that one to get another point for Riddle, and makes it 4-2 Eagles. Davidian serving again. Herrera. Now Dungo. Kakaoha. And it looks like there was an error on Embry-Riddle's part, so the point goes to Menlo, and that makes it 4-3. Oaks trailing by 1. Jaden Scott serving. Baldwin sets it up to Joseph. Joseph off the deflection, unable to dig it out is Menlo, and Sharik Joseph with another kill. That'll be 3 kills for Joseph, making it a 5-3 Embry-Riddle lead. Kaylee Robelin serving for the Eagles, who lead this match 1-0. Kakawa pushes it over, unable to get the dig is Davidian. And now Menlo trailing by 1. 5-4 the score. Dungo serving for Menlo. Davidian over to Baldwin. Now Joseph with the hit into the block. Digging it out is DiMartino, and going up and getting the kill is Aaron Clark. And now Riddle up 6-4. Tara Gordon comes in to serve for Embry-Riddle. Dungo pushes that one over to Whitney, and Whitney hits it off the antenna. Out of bounds, an attack error for Menlo. and it's a 7-4 Embry-Riddle lead. Gordon serving again. Kakaoha. Dungo sets that one up for Briggs, and off the fists of Kaylee Roblin into the floor. And Abby Briggs gets the kill for Menlo. 7-5, Oaks trail by 2 with Moya Kakaoha serving. Baldwin to Clark. Clark, huge hit. Unable to dig it out as Herrera, and Aaron Clark getting another kill for Embry-Riddle. That's her 6th of the evening, and that gives the Eagles a 3-point lead, 8-5 the score. Audrey Baldwin serving for Embry-Riddle. Herrera, Dungo, hanging it into the block is Briggs. Dungo bumps it over, free ball for the Eagles. Pauser goes up with the hit, and Pauser just gets the deflection off the hands of Herrera for the kill. Timeout called, and well, the DJ was playing rock and roll by the legendary Led Zeppelin, and Elisa Pauser, she is rocking and rolling tonight. Pauser 11 kills tonight, and she is really heating it up for Embry-Riddle. Elisa Pauser, her first season playing for Embry-Riddle, a transfer from Eastern Florida State College. And with those 11 kills tonight, that brings her total for the season up to 288. In fact, she came into tonight ranked 10th in the CalPAC Conference in kills. In addition, Pauser ranked number 6 in blocks, as she has 67 on the season, making up for a very lethal front row for Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle, some of the best blockers in the CalPAC Conference. You have Julia Genstead, who's 2nd in the conference with 97 blocks. And then, of course, there's Sharik Joseph, 4th in the conference with 86 blocks coming into tonight. In fact, last year, Joseph led the conference in blocks with 116. 9-5, Embry-Riddle on top. Audrey Baldwin serving again for the Eagles. And Baldwin serves it out of bounds. 9-6 now. Menlo trailing by 3 with Luciana Herrera serving. The junior libero out of Murrieta, California. Kat Young bumps that one over to Baldwin. Sets it up for Clark. Clark hits it into the block. Riddle trying to dig it out. Roblin, but hits it out of bounds. I think that point is going to go to Nicole DiMartino. And it's a 2-point game. Riddle 9, Menlo 7. Herrera serving again. Baldwin hit by Genstead. And bumping that one over is Kakaoha, but bumps it out of bounds. And a gift point to Embry-Riddle. It's 10-7 with Aaron Clark back to serve for the Eagles. Kakaoha, Dungo sets that one up for Scott, and Scott with a big hit into the floor for the kill. Jaden Scott. (10-8) the score now in favor of Embry-Riddle. 4 kills tonight for Scott. Wooten serving for the Oaks. Baldwin, and hitting it out of bounds, and knocking over my drink. So 1-point game now. 10-9, and glad I had the cap on my water bottle here. Otherwise, I think we would have fried our computer here on the table, and that would have been the end of this live stream. Dungo sets that one up for DiMartino. Good dig by Baldwin. Knocking it over is Roblin, but the Oaks keep it alive. Kakaoha getting the hit and just keeping it inbounds in the backcourt for the kill. Moya Kakaoha. Eighth kill of the night for Kakaoha. And we're all tied up 10-10 as Menlo has fought back. Young setting that one up for Clark. Free ball to the Oaks. Dungo pushes that one over to DiMartino. And it looks like one of the Riddle players got into the net. So an error to Embry-Riddle, and now Menlo takes the lead as they've gotten off on a nice little run here. It's 11-10. Wooten serving for the Oaks. Clark gets that one over to Baldwin. Now Clark going to come up with the hit. Kakawaha, Dungo pushes that one over to Scott. Young bumps it over. Free ball for the Oaks. Dungo, DiMartino with the hit. Jenstead up in the air to Pauser. Pauser hits it into the net. And the error gives Menlo a 12-10 lead here in set number 2. Embry-Riddle with the lead in the match, 1-0 after a 25-21 victory in set number 1. Checking out some of the stats for Menlo College right now. Pamela Dungo, 24 assists. Good night for Nicole DiMartino. She has 6 kills, 7 digs. Luciana Herrera, 8 digs for her. And Moya Kakawaha, 8 kills and 5 digs so far in this match. Menlo, they come into tonight with a 19-10 record. They lost to Westmont in the GSAC championship game last Saturday. 3-0 the final there. Meanwhile, Embry-Riddle, they enter the night with a 27-5 record as they swept UC Merced in the CalPAC championship match last week. Riddle on a 20-match winning streak. Looking to make it 21 in a row, and if they can do that, they're on their way to the next phase of the national tournament in Sioux City, Iowa. Menlo trying to prevent that. Wooten serving. Young way up in the air off the ceiling and hits the floor. Ace serve for Wooten. And the hot streak continues for the Oaks. They're up 13-10. Another serve by Wooten. Young to Baldwin. Pushes that one over to Pauser. Pauser off the deflection, and Elisa Pauser picking up a critical kill for Embry-Riddle. Eagles trail by 2, 13-11 with Kat Young serving. Wooten. Now Dungo going to set that one up for Kakawaha. Way up in the air by Clark. Baldwin. Big hit by Roblin and off the wall for the kill. Kaylee Roblin. And now Riddle down by 1, 13-12. Kat Young serving. Good dig there by Dungo. DiMartino hits it over. Baldwin to Joseph. Joseph slamming it into the floor for the kill. Sharik Joseph. 4 Ks tonight for the San Diego native. And we're all tied up 13-13. Kat Young serving again for the Eagles. Wooten. Now Dungo setting that one up, and off the deflection, the kill goes to DiMartino. And Menlo back on top, 14-13. Nicole DiMartino serving again. The senior from Alamo, California. Bumping it over is Roblin. Free ball for the Oaks. Dungo over to Scott, and Scott gets the tip and gets the kill. Jaden Scott. (15-13) Menlo. DiMartino serving again. Pauser, big blow, good dig there by Clark. Riddle keeping it alive. Roblin hitting it into the net. And that error makes it a 3-point lead for Menlo, 16-13. DiMartino serving again. 7 kills tonight for DiMartino. Clark gets that over to Baldwin. Roblin winds up. And now Dungo pushes that one over to Kekaha. Big block by Sharik Joseph and Elisa Palzer. And that picks up a point for Embry-Riddle. They trail by 2, 16-14. Lauren Davidian in to serve for the Eagles. Dungo to Scott. Off the deflection, and Jaden Scott picking up another kill for Menlo. That'll be her 6th kill of the night as she goes back to serve. 17-14 in favor of the Oaks. Just over the net. Baldwin sets it up for Joseph. Joseph off the deflection, and Sharik Joseph getting the kill for Embry-Riddle and making it a 2-point game. It's 17-15 Menlo. Kaylee Roblin serving for the Eagles. Kekaha, Dungo pushes that one over. Good dig by the Eagles. Well, almost a good dig. They just couldn't get that third hit. And Dungo responsible for another point for Menlo, giving her team a 3-point lead. It's 18-15. Speaking of Dungo, she goes back to serve for the Oaks. Dungo, who transferred to Menlo from City College of San Francisco. And Dungo serving it out of bounds. And it's a 2-point game, 18-16. Riddle trailing with Tara Gordon serving. And Riddle trying to get on a run here. And trying to make this a 2-0 match lead for them. Whitney with the hit off the deflection. And Kristen Whitney with another kill on her stat sheet. That'll give her 6 on the night. And it's also a 19-16 lead for the Oaks. Kekawaha serving. Baldwin. Clark goes up with it. Clark off the deflection, getting the kill. Aaron Clark. 7th kill of the night for the Calpac Player of the Year. And it's 19-17, Riddle down by 2. Audrey Baldwin serving. Dungo. Whitney just a little tap over the net, and Kristen Whitney picking up the kill for Menlo. Menlo, they've been doing a pretty good job of preventing Riddle from going on any sustained scoring runs. They now lead 20-17. Herrera serving. Baldwin over to Roblin, and Roblin hits it off the deflection for the kill. 20-18, Riddle down by 2. Trying to string together some points here in set number 2 with Aaron Clark serving. Now Whitney going up for the hit off the deflection. Kristen Whitney again with the kill. Whitney will come out for a spell, the 6'2 opposite from Folsom. 241 kills on the season coming into tonight's game as Janae Wooten serves for the Oaks. Now Baldwin going to sit that one up high in the other Roblin. Roblin getting the kill in the backcourt. Kaylee Roblin with her 6th kill of the night, making it a 2-point game. It's 21-19 Menlo. Kat Young serving for the Eagles. Dungo setting that one up for DiMartino, and off the deflection, DiMartino getting the kill. And DiMartino back to serve. Her team's on top 22-19 here in set number 2. Good dig there by Clark. Baldwin to Joseph. Joseph pounding it off of DiMartino for the kill. Sharik Joseph. 6 kills tonight for Joseph. And it's 22-20. It's been a while since Riddle's gotten consecutive points. We'll see if they can do it here with Davidian serving. Dungo over to Kakaoha. Baldwin. Roblin with the big hit. And there's the deflection off the backboard and onto the floor. Kaylee Roblin with the kill. And it's 22-21. Embry-Riddle Embry-Riddle down by 1. A huge kill there by Kaylee Roblin to draw the Eagles to within 1. Roblin this season making the All-Cal-Pac second team after she made the 300-300 club coming into tonight. Kaylee Roblin with 373 kills, 343 digs. Number 3 in the Cal-Pac in kills, number 5 in digs. Also tied for 3rd in the Cal-Pac in ace serves with 51. And Roblin coming off a pretty good Cal-Pac championship match last week against UC Merced. The El Paso native with a double-double, 11 kills and 13 digs against the Bobcats, helping to give Embry-Riddle its 3rd straight Cal-Pac championship. Now Riddle fighting and clawing their way back in the game. Trying to keep it going here as they trail 22-21 in set number 2. Riddle up in this match 1-0 after a close win in set number 1 as Davidian just gets it over the net. Dungo over to Scott. Scott with the hit. Scott hitting it into the net for the air, and we're tied 22-22. This has been a bugaboo for Menlo. 680 attack errors this season for them compared to 551 for Riddle. Way up in the air, off the backboard. Wooten, and now Dungo bumps it over. Baldwin pushes it to Roblin. Roblin off the deflection for the kill! Kaylee Roblin, another big kill for the Eagles, and they go up 23-22. Embry-Riddle started to turn it on at the right time in this set as Davidian serves. Herrera into the net, unable to dig it out. Davidian with the ace serve. Game point for Embry-Riddle as they have fought their way from behind and now are 1 point away from going up 2-0 in this match. Lauren Schaefer in now for Menlo. Served by Davidian. Wooten. Dungo sets that one for Kakaoha. Baldwin to Joseph. Joseph taps that one over. Good dig there by Dungo. Wooten. Kakaoha with the big hit. Baldwin. Joseph with the hit. Off the deflection and off the wall. Sharik Joseph's kill gives the Eagles the come from behind victory. 25-22 Riddle. And they are 1 win away from moving on to Sioux City, Iowa. We'll take a break here on our live stream, and folks, we'll be back with set number 3 after this. Back here for set number 3 of the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. John Rust with you here from the campus of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Prescott. The Eagles fighting and clawing and scratching their way back in set number 2 to pick up a 25-22 victory over Menlo. And they are 1 win away from continuing on in the national tournament in Sioux City, Iowa. Audrey Baldwin will serve to kick things off here in set number 3. For Menlo College, if they lose this match, that is it for their season. And Baldwin serving out of bounds and giving Menlo the early 1-0 lead. Back to serve Jaden Scott for Menlo. Clark up in the air to Baldwin. She pushes that over to Pauser. Pauser hammering it off the block for the kill. The Pauser Elite unstoppable tonight for Embry-Riddle. And we're tied 1-1. 12 kills tonight for Elisa Pauser. Actually, correction, 13 kills for Pauser as Dungo tests that one for Kekawa, and Kekawa with the kill, and almost killing our computer setup here at the media table. So it's a 2-1 Menlo lead thanks to the kill by Kekawa. Pamela Dungo to serve. Kat Young gets that over to Baldwin. There's a hit by Jenstead. Now Kekawa with the hit off the deflection. Good save there by Young. Pushing it over is Roblin. She hits it over. Herrera up to Dungo. Now Whitney tapping that one over. Young's in there. Gets it over to Baldwin. And now big hit by Roblin. Dungo. Whitney with the hit. Baldwin up in the air. Kat Young going to bump that over to Pauser. Kekawa hits it. And Kekawa finding the floor for the kill. Kekawa with her 10th K of the night makes it a 3-1 Menlo lead. And once again, Embry-Riddle will have to dig themselves out of a hole. Dungo serving. And serving it out of bounds. And it's a 1-point game, 3-2, with Kat Young serving for the Eagles. Dungo, tipping that one over is Briggs. And error by the Eagles gives Menlo the point. It's now 4-2 in favor of the Oaks. Kekawa serving for Menlo. Clark over to Baldwin. Sharik Joseph. Huge hit off the block by Sharik Joseph, picking up the kill. Sharik Joseph having herself a fun time in the front row tonight. A 4-3 lead now for Menlo. Davidian serving. Herrera gets it over to Dungo. Hit off the block by DiMartino, and she picks up another kill. Nicole DiMartino, 9 kills tonight for the Oaks, and it's 5-3 Menlo. Herrera serving for Menlo. Serves it into the net, and it's a 5-4 game. Menlo up by 1. Kaylee Roblin serving. Way up in the air, Whitney, gonna tap that one over to Dungo. She gets it over the net. Battle for the ball in the net, and knocked out of bounds by Whitney over the scorekeeper's table. Error by Menlo, and we're tied at 5 here in set number 3. Riddle with a 2-0 match lead. Kaylee Roblin to serve. Kekauha, Dungo, and Dungo. It looks like we're going to get a double tap there against Pamela Dungo. Another error for Menlo, and it's a 6-5 lead for Embry-Riddle, as once again they fight their way back from a deficit. Dungo over to Whitney. Whitney hits it into the block. Menlo keeps it alive. Dungo to Whitney again. Baldwin way up in the air to Clark, and Clark lands that one on the floor for the kill. Aaron Clark. 8 kills tonight for Clark, and it's 7-5 in favor of Embry-Riddle. Kaylee Roebelin serving again for the Eagles, and serves it out of bounds. 1 point game, 7-6 our score, as Menlo looks to tie it here with Janae Wooten serving. Davidian, Baldwin tips it over. Dungo, DiMartino off the deflection, and I think Riddle's saying that there might have been a net violation against Menlo. And now we will have a meeting of the minds between the officiating crew, and I think it was Audrey Baldwin who first indicated to the ref that it looked like Menlo was in the net. And nope, they're going to give the point to Menlo. Baldwin going to come over to discuss things with the official. So Riddle loses that argument, and we're tied up 7-7 with Janae Wooten serving. Baldwin setting that one up for Clark. Big hit by Clark. Over the net it goes. Free ball for the Eagles. And another big hit by Clark. And that time Clark craters the floor. 8-7 Embry-Riddle back on top. Julia Jenstead returns to action for the Eagles. So does Tara Gordon, and she's in to serve. Dungo sets that one up for Kekauha. Now Baldwin to Clark, and Clark with another hammering blow into the floor. 9-7 in favor of Embry-Riddle, as Aaron Clark's got that howitzer working well. Timeout called by Menlo. (9-7) our score here in favor of Embry-Riddle. The winner of this moves on to the next phase of the national tournament. That starts December 3rd in Sioux City, Iowa. And a good game so far by Audrey Baldwin, the lone senior on this Embry-Riddle team so far tonight. 35 assists, 8 digs, and 2 kills. And regardless of how this match turns out, this will be Audrey Baldwin's final match on this Riddle court. And what a season it has been for her. All Cal Pac first team, also all district academic team. Coming into tonight, Audrey Baldwin leading the Cal Pac with 1,226 assists to go along with 247 digs, 70 kills. Good season and a heck of a career for the senior setter from Santa Barbara, California. There's the hit by Jaden Scott, and Scott able to pick up the kill for Menlo, making this a 1-point game. Back to serve Nicole DiMartino. Way up in the air for Baldwin. She sets it up for Clark. And Clark again with a 5-megaton blow. Another kill for Aaron Clark, making it 10-8. And Audrey Baldwin in to serve for the Eagles. And Wooten unable to get the third hit there is Menlo. And 11-8 the score in favor of Embry-Riddle. Baldwin serving again. Wooten gets that one up to Dungo, pushes it to Kekawaha. And Kekawaha off the deflection. Kaylee Roebelin going for the dig, couldn't get it. And another kill for Mohe Kekawaha, the Golden State Athletic Conference Player of the Year, making it 11-9. Menlo down by 2, Jaden Scott serving. The Escalon, California native just gets it over the net. Baldwin sets that one up for Clark, and Aaron Clark with another hit off the deflection and lands in the Menlo bench. Wooten going after that, took out a couple of chairs, but she's okay. And it's 12-9, Eagles up by 3. Aaron Clark serving for the Lady Eagles. Just gets it over the net. Good dig by Herrera. Kekawaha with the hit off the deflection. Good save by Baldwin, who gets it over the net. And another block thrown up by Riddle. Jenstead. Now DiMartino hits it over. Baldwin up in the air to Kat Young. She pushes that over to Pauser. Pauser, big blow, out of bounds for the kill. Elisa Pauser picking up another point for Embry-Riddle. 13-9 in favor of the Eagles with Aaron Clark serving again. And an ace serve for Clark as she just grazes the outstretched arms of Janae Wooten. And another timeout called by Menlo College as they trail 14-9. Well, I mentioned before how we have 2 Conference Players of the Year on the floor here. Aaron Clark for Embry-Riddle, Moya Kekawaha for Menlo. Well, we also have the Conference Coaches of the Year on the floor as well. Denise Sheldon, in her 3rd season as head coach of the Menlo College Oaks. She picked up the 2019 GSAC Coach of the Year award. Meanwhile, on the Riddle side, Jill Blazik, once again, she got named CalPAC Coach of the Year. I believe that's the 4th or 5th time she has been given that honor, as she has certainly taken the Riddle volleyball team to new heights. As just a few years ago, under Coach Blazek's leadership, Embry-Riddle qualified for the national tournament for the first time in program history. And now looking to make their 3rd trip to Sioux City, Iowa. But they got to get past Menlo first, and Menlo, even though they're down 2-0, they've given the Eagles one heck of a battle as Dungo pushes that one over the net, but Kat Young digs it out. Pauser with the hit, and Pauser again with the kill. The Pauser Elite having herself a heck of a night. 15 Ks for the Brazilian. 15-9 in favor of Embry-Riddle. Aaron Clark to serve. Dungo sets that one for Kekawaha. Kekawaha off a couple of deflections, and she picks up the kill. A dozen kills tonight for Moya Kekawaha. And it's 15-10. Menlo sure as heck ain't going to go quietly in this game. They know what's on the line. One more loss and their season is done. Dungo serving, Young, Baldwin, and a huge hit by Jenstead. Bombing it into the backcourt for the kill. 16-10 Embry-Riddle up. Kat Young serving. Young, heck of a season as the libero, coming into tonight with 430 digs. Whitney hits it into the block. Menlo keeps it alive. Another hit by Whitney into the block again by Joseph and Pauser. Bumping that one over is Menlo. Clark. Baldwin sets up for Joseph. Joseph off the deflection. And a kill for Menlo. And I think Abby Briggs might be getting credit for that one. 16-11, Menlo trailing by 5. Kekawaha back to serve. Baldwin sets that up for Pauser. Pauser bombing it, and now they're going to say out of bounds. So point for Menlo. They now trail by 4. It's 16-12. Kekawaha serving again. And hits the net and falls on the Menlo side of the floor. 17-12 in favor of Embry-Riddle. And a bit of a delay here as we need a proper rotation as Pauser comes out and Davidian comes in for the Eagles. Kekawaha to Dungo. Setting that one up for DiMartino. Good dig there good dig by Davidian, but no one else could pick the ball up. As that'll go down as another kill for DiMartino. That gives her 11 on the night for the Menlokes. If you want to combine those two names quickly, as Herrera serves. Baldwin to Roblin. Roblin hitting it off the net and giving the point to Menlo. And now the Oaks trail by 3, 17-14. Herrera serving for Menlo. Clark. Baldwin gets that over to Roblin with the big hit. Good dig there by Dungo. Now Whitney with the hit. Baldwin pushes it over to Roblin. Roblin off the deflection. Good dig by Herrera. Now Baldwin running over. Joseph gets that over the net. Dungo to Whitney. And an attempted dig there by Clark, but Whitney picking up another kill for Menlo. And now Menlo on a hot streak. And Coach Blazek calling a timeout for Embry-Riddle. Kristen Whitney, 9 kills tonight for her. Whitney, before coming to Menlo, actually played a year for Montana State Billings. Also transferred in from Folsom Lake College. And Whitney, coming into tonight, had 241 digs. And well, with 9 kills, make that 250 kills on the season. Also 44 blocks for her, the tallest player on Menlo, coming in at 6'2". Graduate of Folsom High School in Folsom, California, where along with volleyball, she also played basketball. Gotta love those multi-sport athletes. Back to action. Riddle up by just 2 now. 17-15 the score. As Menlo starting to heat it up here with Luciana Herrera serving. Baldwin setting it up for Roblin with the hit. And out of bounds goes that hit by Roblin, and it's a 1-point game. (17-16). Menlo looking to tie it. Herrera with the serve. Baldwin sets that one up for Roblin with the big hit. And Roblin nails it in the backcourt for the kill. Kaylee Roblin giving a little cushion here for Embry-Riddle. It's 18-16, Eagles lead. Speaking of Kaylee Roblin, she is serving for the Eagles. Dungo over to Whitney with the hit, and Whitney finding floor for the kill. Kristen Whitney, that's her 10th K of the night for the Oaks, who now trail by 1, 18-17, with Janae Wooten, the sophomore from Humble, Texas, serving. Roblin Up to Baldwin, now to Joseph. She tips it over, saved by the Oaks. Kekawaha, DiMartino with the hit over. Baldwin to Joseph. Joseph slamming that one through the block and getting the kill off the deflection. 19-17 in favor of Riddle. 9 kills tonight for Sharik Joseph. Tara Gordon to serve for the Eagles. Dungo. Now Baldwin gets that one over to Clark with the big hit, and Clark just keeps it in bounds in the corner for the kill. 20-17, Embry-Riddle 5 points away from moving on to the next round of nationals in Sioux City. And now discussion with one of the officials and Coach Sheldon, who I think disagreed with that last call. Gordon with the serve, Kekawaha. Dungo sets that one up into the block. It goes, and it falls to the floor. And I think that was Jenstead on the block, giving the Eagles the point, 21-17. Eagles 4 points away from sweeping the match. Tara Gordon to serve. Dungo. And there's the hit by Scott. Over to Roblin. Now Clark goes for the hit into the block, saved by Eagles. Now Roblin with the hit. And Roblin just hits it out of bounds. 21-18 in favor of Riddle. Kat Young comes into the game for the Eagles. Nicole DiMartino serving for the Oaks. And serves it into the net. 22-18, Riddle 3 points away from the sweep. Elisa Pauser back into the game. Audrey Baldwin serving for Embry-Riddle. Wooten hits it over the net, and a good deflection there by Herrera. Oaks keep it alive. Free ball for the Eagles. Young to Baldwin. Big hit by Jenstead. Good dig there by Wooten. Kekawaha with the hit off the deflection. That's going to land into the DJ station. And Kekawaha with another kill for Menlo. And that's her 13th of the night. 22-19 our score. Menlo trailing by 3 with Jaden Scott serving. Baldwin going to set that one up for Clark. Clark hammers it off the block for the kill. Aaron Clark. 23-19 Eagles. Speaking of Clark, she will serve now for Embry-Riddle. Dungo setting that one up, and onto the block it goes. Roblin and Jenstead getting the point off the block. Game point, match point for Embry-Riddle. 1 point away from advancing in the NAIA National Tournament. Clark looking to put an end to this match. Into the block, and that falls to the floor. Pauser, Jenstead with the block, and this match is over. 25-19 the final score, and a 3-0 sweep by the Eagles over Menlo. Well, maybe a sweep, but Menlo put up a heck of a battle against the Eagles, but it's Embry-Riddle with their 21st consecutive match victory who move on in the national tournament, and they get to book a flight to lovely Sioux City, Iowa for the next round of the national tournament that starts December 3rd. Well, folks, that's going to do it for our live stream here, our final live stream here at the Eagle Gym of Embry-Riddle Volleyball. We thank you very much for joining us for this broadcast. Once again, the final score, Embry-Riddle 3, Menlo nothing. Embry-Riddle moving on in the national tournament. And for Menlo, that is it for their season. Well, folks, again, thank you very much for joining us here on our Embry-Riddle live stream. For the entire crew here at ERAU, I'm John Rust saying good night, everybody.